Hello, hello. Great day to all of my family and friends. This is Locha Brooks. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Today, we are covering the notes from the Formula Conference that was hosted by the Circle of CEOs. Guys, if you don't have your notebooks or your notepads, go and grab those. We are dropping some gems on this call, a lot of information being shared. Most importantly, I'm name dropping. You want to make sure that you follow these people on Instagram, follow these people on all social medias, tap in with them, lock in with them. A lot of these people have some amazing services and products. Most importantly, this is just so transformational for your life. Make sure you have your notepads out. Note takers are money makers, as they say. All right, guys, let's listen up. Congratulations on that, Ms. LaSharice. Congratulations. So we got some politicians in the building, some educators in the building, some more people joining us. Again, the whole purpose of this call is to share information that I learned at a conference this weekend. So hopefully, again, everybody has a notebook, something that they can take notes on. I'm going to go through it pretty quickly, but I'm going to give you the meat and potatoes. So to begin, one of the main things that these guys, so the name of the conference is called the Formula Conference. It was hosted by these gentlemen, the Circle of CEOs is what they call themselves. I'm trying to join, but difficulties. Okay. I'm just sharing the link again. The Circle of CEOs is a group of 5 guys, and they essentially met at a conference by ET. Does everybody know who ET is? Eric Thomas? Just like show of hands if you know who Eric Thomas is. All right. I seen one hand, so that's cool. So at least one person knows about Eric Thomas. All right. So these guys, Black guys, they got together and they actually they formed like a brotherhood or accountability group. And so it was pretty cool to really see them like come together. They tell their story of how before Eric Thomas's conference, they were making like 30,000, 40,000 and just really trying to find their stride. And so they wanted to form a brotherhood and kind of hold each other accountable. They are all now 7-figure earners, okay? And so these are all Black guys, all 7-figure earners, and they're the top in their industry. And so one of the biggest things that they each focus on was communication and education, like being the best in your industry. And so with it, I'll make sure that I drop the link before we get off for their next conference. But each person presented, the first person who presented, his name was Justin. Okay, so if you want to write that down, one of the main things that he talked about, and we know this by, many of us are professionals, so you said through professional development. This PD was very unconventional, okay? And so even though we know, it's important to understand who you're communicating with, I feel like they brought Justin out first because it was really kind of setting you up for the rest of the presenters. And the thing is, as a professional, when I go to a PD, I don't typically hear like curse words, right? And so one of the main things that Justin was stressing was make sure that you judge the information and not the person sharing the information. And I think that's something that we can all use in our practices, is making sure that we take the information, we understand who we're communicating with, and not judge the person that's delivering the message. And so with that, I want to say, a lot of people was like, Locha, why didn't you tell me about the conference? Like many people. Listen, y'all, I don't know if some of y'all are ready to go to a conference and you hearing somebody say it's a whole lot of money in this effort, okay? Like if you can just take a moment and pause and be like, okay, he said it. I don't like to say effort. That's just I don't like to. But during the presentation, I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of money. It was a whole lot of it. And so I could understand why he said it, but having Justin come out and saying, don't judge the messenger, judge the message. And so that's one of the things, if you do attend the conference, unless they switch it up. That's one of the things that you have to be prepared for. You're talking about young Black guys, and I'm not saying that they all, my age, like use curse words in their presentation, but don't be deterred if they have an awesome message. These dudes is killing their industry. They're killing their industry. So that's one thing that I just wanted to make sure that I communicated was don't judge the messenger, judge the message, the content, right? Okay. So another thing that Justin really talked about was understanding the people who you are communicating with. He went over like a personality test, and it had people divided by seasons. That was pretty cool. So if you have not done like a personality test to know who you are as a communicator, it's really awesome to know how you communicate, and so that you can know the person that's receiving your message may communicate in a different style. Okay, so that was a really cool type of assessment, and that was the 4 seasons. And so you can go and Google that 4 seasons assessment. So if you're ever giving a presentation, one of the things that he mentioned was that you want to make sure that you're tailoring to each of these different types of individuals in your communication. All right, if you're going to be a good leader, a good communicator, you want to make sure that you do that. Practice smiling. I smile a lot, y'all, and it be so big sometimes it hurt. Okay, but that was one of the things that he stressed was you can say anything when you smiling. Okay, I have to do this. Dr. Betty Porter Wallace just joined us. Okay, Dr. Stevens is on here too. Dr. Betty Porter Wallace, this is my mentor, y'all. I just love her. And hi, Dr. Betty Porter Wallace.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning?
It was doing really good. Doing really good. I'm so happy to have you on here.
Thank you so much, sweetie. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so one of the things that Justin wanted to make sure that people like understood that is valuable when it comes to communication is smiling. And so y'all, listen, y'all can see my gums when I smile. Okay, sometimes, you're trying to talk to people, and as a business owner, you can't have the stale, stuck face. Okay, smile. All right, you can get a lot accomplished if you smile. So that was one of the things that he talked about. Make sure that you are listening. Okay, some of us are very busy people. We know that, the phone is in the hand, you're getting the text messages and things like that. You have to be a good listener. All right. If you're an entrepreneur and you're doing business, you need to understand their needs. Okay. They need to feel valued and important. So you can't just be, too consumed in what you have going on. If you're trying to actually be a successful entrepreneur, you want to make sure that they feel valued. So make sure that you're listening and that you are actively listening so that you give them like some little ad libs, repeat the last thing that they said, give them some head nods and cues and things like that that indicate that. So again, these might be simple things that you already know, but hearing it on a big stage, again, it's just reiterating how important these things are. Okay. Reset from distractions. All right. So again, you get the notifications from Facebook, whatever, while you're communicating, just try to just reset and refocus. Reset and refocus. Don't interrupt people. I know some of us always say, I don't mean to interrupt you, or, they start, I'm not trying to interrupt you. You kind of just did, so just make sure that you don't interrupt people, let them get their thoughts out. I know you don't want to listen to like a 5-hour dissertation, but make sure that you're allowing people to speak so that you guys are communicating effectively. Also, this was very big to me. He talked about giving compliments. Okay. And if you know me personally, if you've given me a compliment on my outfit, cause I don't know if somebody want to speak on this. What is the first thing I tell you if you give me a compliment on my outfit? Has anybody ever been in this position? I'm going to tell you where I got it from and how much it costs. So 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say, yo, I got this dress from Ross. $10, clearance rag, holla at your girl. Okay, so Justin was saying, don't do that. And I was like, oh my God, I feel attacked. It's like 2,000 people in the room. And he said, he used Ross as the example. He said, the first thing you say is, okay, yeah, I got it from Ross, clearance. And I was like, dang, that's me. That's so me. So, all right, so you want to make sure that you give compliments and that you are comfortable with receiving compliments and just simply saying, thank you. That was big. That was transformative for me. Like, it was like an aha moment. Like, girl, just take the compliment. Like, they don't have to know you got the shirt from Goodwill for $2. Okay, so it was really transformative and I'll like a little empowering as well. So, all right, so that's something to note. I know y'all like, when is we gonna talk about business? This is business, okay? All of this is business. All right, so the next thing, it says, where does money come from? And this is the reason why this is business. So where does money come from? If you could just drop it in the comments, like, where does money come from? I mean, you could say trees if you want to, but we could move past that. Like we all know, they got to cut down a few trees and things. But where does money come from? Where does money come from? Energy. Okay, I like that. Energy. Where else? Where else does it come from? The exchange of information, goods, services, right. Shar, can you go a little more in depth then? Who's exchanging the information, goods, or services, essentially then? Or even the energy, Miss Sylvia, who's doing that? It has to be, so where does it come from? And thank y'all for participating and being interactive. I'm giving that good old teacher wait time. Intention, okay, I like that. Money comes from intention. All right, so money comes from people at the very end of the day. So people have intentions, people are exchanging information, goods, and services. People are exchanging energy, right? So consumers, yes, okay. So consumers or even retailers, whoever is a person, right? So we are the vessel. So one of the things that Justin said, this was so dope. He was like, if you get good at communicating with people, you will get good at making money. See how the money come from people? Got to communicate with people. So if you're a better communicator with people, then you'll be better at getting money. All right. So communication is key. We know that. One of the things that he really stressed was text messaging. When you text messaging something or even messaging something that's important, okay, so I don't want to say specific names, but I messaged somebody the information for the conference, and I made reference to communication that we had. And they was like, dang, you made me feel bad. And I was like, dang, that wasn't my intention, right? So sometimes it's worth a phone call, or just be mindful of how people might receive the information if they don't hear the tone in your voice or things like that. My intention when I communicate with anybody is never to make them feel bad, okay? So it's always, so that one of the things that he cautioned was be mindful of texting or even email communication. If it's something that's important, then you need to pick up the phone. Of course, if it's super important, send that follow-up email. I am very good for the follow-up email per our conversation today. Okay, so I will, but you want to make sure that you have that personable phone conversation so nothing gets mixed up in the translation of a text message. All right. He also, he showed a graph, which was pretty cool, that talked about it's not what you say, is how you say it, and how communication is like 7% the words and like 55% body and then 38% voice and tone. So as you can see, the words being 7%, it would be like super helpful if I had the graphic for you. But 7% words, 55% body language, okay, and then 38% voice and tone. So that your delivery is everything. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Your delivery is everything. And then again, if you smile, you can say anything. So if you have something you need to share that might be intense, all right, smile and be mindful of your body language. And then show people that you want what's best for them. Just like I told y'all, if I'm ever communicating with you and then like, dang, Locha made me feel bad, that's never my intention. It's never my intention to make anybody feel bad about anything that they do. I want you to evolve and grow in every way possible, whatever industry you're in, whatever you do. Those are always my intentions. So be very clear. All right, so now we're getting a little more into the guys who are at the top of their industries. So the first person to come out that has like a really cool niche was this guy named Alex Good Energy. He's in the trucking business. All right. And so he gave us his whole background when it comes to trucking. And I want y'all to look him up. If y'all are interested in trucking or transportation, I will be the first person to tell you. Last year was my first time trying to tap into the trucking industry. And I went in without zero knowledge. So I'm very big on education. So why I went in without zero knowledge, I don't know. Okay. This Alex Good Energy guy, he's on social media. He uses the Instagram platform a lot. If you don't use the Instagram platform, I'm sure you can find him on other platforms, but his name is Alex Good Energy. And whether you're trying to get your own 18-wheeler, if you're trying to get flatbeds, if you're trying to just do dispatching or even just learn more about the industry, he has some awesome courses that are available. Some things that he was telling us, just information to help you really understand the industry. The trucking industry, freight is made up of 70% trucking, okay? Billion dollar industry, you know, some really nice price margins in there, but you really want to get the education. Don't want to do what I did and just go out and like try to buy a truck and then figure it out, okay? So I'm revamping. I'm getting mentorship when it comes to the trucking. That's definitely down the pipeline, but I'm making sure that I front load myself with information versus just, you know, a nice lucrative opportunity that I really don't understand. You want to get the education. All right. So if you're interested in it, Alex Good Energy, he at the top of the industry right now. And he's done it all. He started with box trucks. And he said because of the sizes of the box trucks, he was very limited. Okay. Then he moved into dump trucks. He said that the dump trucks was okay, but you really have to know somebody kind of high up in contracting to really get those contracts to move material in the dump trucks. Then he went to getting his own truck. He said it wasn't until he got his first 18-wheeler that he was seeing a profit. And then he even went so far as to say that one 18-wheeler is cool, two 18-wheelers is cool, 3, 4 is really where you making some decent profit, especially if you're not owner operator. I don't have no intentions on driving an 18-wheeler or getting a CDL. That's just the bottom line. So that means I'm gonna have to have multiple trucks in the game because you want to take care of your people. That's another thing. So if you do move into the trucking business, that was another thing that he talked about when you're trying to retain good drivers, you make sure that you pay them accordingly. So a lot of people with $1,000 a week, you know, even $1,500 a week, no, you want to look more at percentages. Okay. And like whichever is greater, $1,500 to $1,800 a week, or, you know, 30% of your load. The trucking industry, you're going to make some good money. So just make sure you treat your people good. My people who are on my team in any business that I have, that I treat them good. One of my current, I call them staff members. I don't want them like employees. One of my staff members was like, Locha, you're paying us too much. And I was like, well, I haven't heard that before. And I wouldn't say it, and I don't suggest you ever saying it, okay? Don't never tell nobody they're paying you too much. I'm not turning down nothing, what they say, but my collar, okay? So take care of your people, and they're gonna feel really good. They're gonna feel really good. They're gonna wanna stay with you and be with you, because they could essentially do it on their own. They could go out, get a truck, they could go out, start a consulting business, they can go out and do whatever it is that you're employing them. So you want to treat them so well that they want to work with you. Like, well, why not? It would be a no-brainer. Okay. Another thing, I think a lot of people, when it comes to the truck, and I'm still speaking on the trucking industry, he said people, you know, teeter with leasing or buying. You want to buy. Okay, just like, you know, he said the big companies, the big trucking companies, they don't lease, they buy. Okay, now, of course, you have your variables. He mentioned, okay, just as sure as, you know, the sun is going to rise, the truck is going to need repairs. So you just make sure that you're prepared for those things. Okay. How to find drivers, social media, close friends, creating ads. Again, how to keep good drivers, making sure that you have a culture, establish a family-like culture. Anything that I do, I try to establish a culture. Even with y'all hopping on the call today, I want to know some good news, some things that y'all got going on. You want to try to create a pleasant environment, especially if you're doing trucking with your drivers. Make them feel appreciated. He said he goes so far as to making sure that, you know, they understand they get bonuses like for being on time And that looks like, you know, you have extended time off or, you know, things like that. So creating a culture where people are motivated and they know that you value them. Let's see, listen to their wants and needs. So make sure that you always ask them, how are things going? What can make this better? And that's with anything. My thing is, if you're not interested in trucking, take the meat and potatoes of what I'm saying. So whatever industry you work in, if you have a tax preparation business, an insurance business, and you have employees, whatever business it is, make sure you listen to the needs of them, right? Okay, because many of y'all are like, I'm not doing trucking, like move to the next topic. That's fine. I understand. Another thing I just want to hit on this for those of you who are in trucking. One thing that really stood out to me that Alex mentioned, that you will lose more money hiring the wrong person than just letting your truck sit. Okay. Yes, Dr. Stevens. You will lose more money in hiring the wrong person than just letting your truck sit. And that's relational to all businesses. Okay. You want people that's going to represent your business well. Okay. In particular, he was, hey, let that truck sit. If they not a good fit, you don't want to just put the truck on the road. You're going to lose more money. All right. He also talked about when was an appropriate time to fire your drivers. And again, you can take this to any industry. Okay. Excessive lateness, lack of communication. I'm just very big on communication. I don't like no gray areas. Okay, communicate effectively, and I'm telling you, you can cut down on a lot of things. Okay, you can cut down on a lot of things. Bad attitudes towards dispatchers in the trucking industry. A lot of people use dispatchers to find their loads. So that's one of the major things that's hitting companies hard, is if your drivers don't have good communication with the dispatchers. The dispatchers are what keep the trucks moving and flowing, finding the loads and on the roads. So that's something that he really pushed. Refusing random drug tests. That's something that he also said. That's very important to the trucking industry. If it's not applicable to your industry, that's cool. But in the trucking game, if they refuse to take a drug test, that could be very bad. You could get fined. You could even get shut down. Okay. Learn the back end. And that's, I think, with any business, and that's what I'm going through right now. So previously, I've always had people like do my website, set up my card and things like that. And then it got to a point like, hey, I should kind of learn the back end of my business, the point of sales of my business. So learn every aspect of your business. I actually listened to a podcast the other day. It's these two Black guys that have, actually it's a father and son. They have a truck dealership. And the son had just graduated college. He thought he was going pro, and that didn't happen. And so he figured he would just go work at the dealership. He knew his dad would pay him well. When his dad brought him on board, he brought him in as a janitor and made him work in each position of the business for 5 months for a total of 5 years, so that he could learn and value every person that was a part of their business. Okay, so learn your business. I don't know if it's going to be that extensive to where you have to do all of those, but learn every aspect of your business. It's very important to be a master of your business. Okay, that's all with that. He did talk about the dark side. Like I said, the truck breaking down. 75% of the accidents are because of passenger cars. He did mention, and I know we all have this fear, because I don't think anybody on here drives a truck. We all have this fear of the 18-wheelers. He said they don't want to hit you as much as you don't want them to hit you. Okay, but one of the dark sides of that, of having 18-wheeler, having a business, is the accidents. All right. So let's move on. He did bring somebody else out to talk about flatbeds. He said, if you're going to get into flatbeds, you really want to make sure that you have seasoned, experienced drivers, because those things are very dangerous. He doesn't deal in flatbeds, but again, he brought out an expert. My whole reason, and even kind of mentioning this, he brought out an expert. Okay, I introduced Dr. Betty Porter Walls. She's on my first class educator team. If you are not the best, you get the best. Okay, you get the best. I have the best on my team. Everybody on my team, and I'm not saying this to, I am saying it. Everybody got their doctorate or they working on their doctorates. They are awesome, right? I just have my master's. I'm gonna go, they're motivating me to go back, okay? But I also want that to serve as something to show you all, you don't have to have everything in place to move forward with your dreams. But if you have people that are excellent and you tapped in with them, get them on your team. Pull them in, get them on your team. All right. Let's see. Dominate your industry, of course. Dominate your industry. So that also means like investing in professional development. Okay. I am Dr. Stevens. I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna go. Hopefully my employer can pay for that. I guess that's me though. All right. So I guess first class educator will pay for that. All right. So the next thing that happened at this, moving away from the trucking, the next thing that happened at this conference, they brought out a panel of women. 3 of the women are married to the guys that put together the conference. And so it was moderated by a lady named Connie Falls. If you guys, again, a lot of their platforms is on Instagram, but Connie Falls, she does like a lot of systems, back end things of that nature. And she said that she was moderating. And one of the things she wanted to ask the ladies was, how do they navigate being in a relationship with an entrepreneur and still pursuing their goals as well? And all of them said mindset. It's your mindset. It's just having a success mindset, being on the same page, mentally preparing yourself. And then somebody else said, praying and knowing that you can't prepare for everything. The whole reason why I'm talking about these ladies, because it was nice for them to have their counterparts to come out. They really emphasized like family unity, working together. And I thought that was really awesome. Okay. They also talked about money. They asked them, how do they see money, or how is money a factor in their business? And a lot of them said that they started their personal businesses from just having a passion for it. So it wasn't necessarily about the money, it was the passion. And so I can say that that's the same for me. With every business that I had a passion for what it is that I was into, and just like educating people overall. So when I talked about money, monetizing your talents, there was a young lady on there, Quiana Watson. You can look her up. She's a luxury real estate agent. And one of the things that she talked about was making sure that your partner who you're with. She said that her husband saw the vision before she did. At first, she was selling like foreclosures. And then, he was like, why don't you get into the $1 million luxury homes and things like that? And she felt that she couldn't do it. And, having his support and really kind of pushing her. So again, I like the dynamics of them showing a unity type of structure as far as like your home, who you're entertaining. You want to make sure that who's on your team is for you and that they can motivate you and they can also see the vision for you. That was very important, their support. They specifically say you don't want to be sleeping with the enemy, somebody who doesn't believe in you, somebody who's not supporting you. They also talked about mentorship. The lady Connie asked all of the ladies on the panel what they felt about mentorship. One of the young ladies, her name is Her 500. Is that a question, Savannah? We in teacher mode. I see the hand. I see the little emoji hand. Or maybe that's, okay, just like preaching, like hands up, amen thing. Okay, cool. All right. One of the ladies, her name is Turquoise Barney. She goes by Her 500. Him 500 is her husband. He is one of the guys who was at the conference. I'm talking about giving away the game. Okay, when it comes to financial literacy, credit, things of that nature. Okay, so this is the wife. And so speaking about mentorship, she was saying that she realized that she needed to be more coachable. Even myself, like I'm up here talking to y'all like I know everything that I'm talking about. If I tell y'all how much money I spent this year in mentorship alone, it would be mind blowing, but it's necessary. If you want to be the best in your industry, you have to get mentorship. It doesn't matter how old you are, how far, you've gone in your career and things like that. Mentorship, and that can look like one of the young ladies, her name is Skittles. She said that her spouse was kind of her mentor. And so however you get some extra knowledge, motivation, you need some type of guidance. Okay, it's very necessary. The real estate young lady, she mentioned that she has a mentor for luxury properties as well as just a mentor like spiritual, mental, things like that. So whatever area you need mentorship in, I have several, mentors, different areas. Okay. Some people don't know that they're my mentors, but I look up to them, I value them, and my cousin Chris, is he still on here? Chris Green. Okay, this is one of my favorite cousins. I can say that because not a lot of my cousins is on here. But okay, so he was the first person I always heard. He was like, I got a meeting with one of my mentors. And I'm like, dang, my cousin got a lot of mentors. But once I start reflecting, he's just calling it what it is. And I have a lot of mentors too. Chris is the man. Chris is the man. Y'all, my cousin album is out right now, The Blue Glove by Sea Green Blues. And shout out to Sea Green Blues. I love him. Okay. Drop it in the comments, cousin. Or Shar, if you don't mind, if you could drop, I know I'm putting you out there. Drop it in the comments because he's not going to put it out there. He's not going to put it out there. Okay, but he's amazing. My cousin is super amazing on that guitar. He a bad boy. He colder than Santana. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Okay, back at it. All right. Also, they were just saying, make sure that you also are your back end support. One thing that I really like that the lady Quiana said in regards to having a successful business, having, your marriage kind of on display. She was still saying, like, keep your stuff private. A lot of people go to social media and they broadcasting their business and things like that. You want to show up as a unit. I thought that was very important. Show up as a unit, execute as a unit, keep people guessing. If y'all having some hard times, deal with it. Okay. But make sure that you show up as a unit. I really like that. And make sure that you get whatever it is that you need. If it's personal, get the help that you need. Let's see. Oh, no scoreboard watching. Okay, this is moving into another segment. They had a guy came out. His name is Josh Christie. If that's a name you want to look up, Josh Christie. He has an Amazon store. And he also helps people find Amazon products and really kind of monetize them. Like they making $30,000 off of, those large little places that you put in the yard. So like selling the Jenga games online or something like that. And he's helping you set up your store, Josh Christie. But one of the things that he said, when you're in a circle and you have friends, we're not scoreboard watching. All of my friends are doing phenomenal in their industry. I got friends that's working for for Fortune 100 companies. I have friends that don't even promote their business because they don't need to. They get in so much clientele. Everybody is doing wonderful. And I'm not like, comparing myself to any of my friends because we're a unit. We all call on each other. If we need each other, we all support each other. So we're not scoreboard watching. Okay. That was one of the things that Josh Christie came out and said. He was very motivational. He said, don't give up. But y'all know that, right? Like, don't give up. Don't give up. You're going to face some adversity. Okay. I think this is a good time to shout out The Alchemist. All right. If you haven't read The Alchemist, you need to read The Alchemist. Don't give up. Pretty awesome story. Okay. The next person that came out, this is a guy who goes by Him 500. I think I'll end it at 11, guys, because I keep going and going, but I'm going to end it at 11. Okay. Yes, please. You bought it, Monet. You got it. Whenever you start reading The Alchemist, it's going to be right on time. And anybody who know me personally, y'all know I push The Alchemist. Read The Alchemist. And then if you have kids, you might want to read it with them. Look up every location that's in the book. When they mention a location, look it up. It's very relevant. Okay, look up words that you don't mean. That's the English teacher in me. But if you don't know what it means, like look it up because it means something. Okay, so the next person that came out was Marcus Barney. All right, that's Him 500 on social media. You really want to follow this guy. He got a big movement going on right now when it comes to the credit game. Okay, recession proof. They really doing a lot of things. They educating people. But I also have a young lady, Chrissy Jackson. I'm shouting her out. She's a lady who got that number on there. Your number is out there, friend. Hit her up. She's excellent when it comes to that credit. Okay, she really knows the game. This is my friend who don't promote. She don't do no promoting. Okay, she has the clientele, she has what she needs, but I'm telling you, she's that girl. All right, y'all know I just bought a house recently. I've done some other things financially, but if I didn't have my credit or have somebody, yes, Chrissy from school, Chrissy with an I, not a Y. All right, Chrissy. All right, yeah, she's that girl when it comes to it, and really understanding things like house businesses that you don't want. I can't articulate this correctly like she would, but later on you'll find out how to get in contact with her if you don't tap in with her now. I utilize my resources, okay? But having excessive student loans on your credit, just whatever you want to tap in, because you want yourself to look good so that you can be in a position to invest in these different businesses. Because the other play is, and what Him 500 teaches, is that you want to use other people's money. You don't want, I never exhaust my cash. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I'm not going to exhaust my cash. All right. You want to make sure you keep that credit A1 so that you can get out and do the things that you need to do and be good on paper. Okay. So he was talking about how this is just a little, if you have to make a big purchase, all right, make sure that you found like maybe a credit card that has a 0% introductory rate, 12 to 15 months. Okay. And even if you're using that money to invest in another business, he was just giving a game away about changing your due dates on your credit card. So if you have a high balance and you have two high balance type of credit cards, have one due date on the 10th, one due date on the 24th, pay it off. That way you're hiding your utilization. That's a small thing compared to all the information that he gave us. And I assure you, Christie Jackson can help you with that same information, as well as understanding trade lines, okay? How to improve your credit, how to improve your credit by using trade lines. And yeah, again, Chrissy can give you more information on that. A trade line is simply like somebody who has, and I may be articulating it semi-correctly, but somebody who has some good credit, all right, and you might not be where you need to be, all right, and then you signing on as, or them, the person with the better credit, allowing you to be an authorized user, and that way boosting up your credit to get you in a position to do the things that you need to do. The person with the good credit, their information will then, be on your credit report essentially, and you look good on paper to do the things that you need to do. All right, moving forward, he just go into a lot. All right, he's recession proof if you're trying to link in with him. But again, we got somebody in-house, Christie Jackson, who can talk about that. Let's see. I'm just looking through my notes. Y'all listen, I just want to show y'all my notebook. It's serious. You got to take notes. You have to take notes. Note takers are money makers. All right. I'm just flipping through. The next day, which was Father's Day, it was so beautiful. So we were there Juneteenth on the 19th. It was Black History. E.T. came out, introduced the people coming to stage. Those people spoke. The next day was Father's Day. And to see these Black men come on stage with their wives and their kids, one of the things that I really like that they said, and everybody on here, especially the males on here who do have kids, I know y'all take care of y'all kids, but they said, we do not do business with men that don't take care of their kids. That was amazing. Okay, so that was they really about family, and they push their unity. Some of them are, stepfathers. Some of their wives already had children, and they going into, a situation to where there was already children. If you're gonna be there, be present. That was some of the things that they talked about. And y'all, they my age, they 33. Some of them 33. Some of them a little older, but that was just amazing. All right, so the next guy who came out, his name is Inky Johnson. If y'all haven't heard of him, he is a motivational speaker. This was my first time hearing of him. I think my cousin Chris maybe mentioned them to me, but I never watched any videos or anything. This guy grew up in the hood in Atlanta. Everybody was telling him, he really wasn't going to do too much. 14 people in the house. He gave an incredible story. And his story was that when he went on a college visit, everybody, of course, they're going to the parties and things like that. And they was asking him, why you not going to the party? And he was like, yo, I'm sleeping in a bed. Like they got me a hotel room. This is my first time sleeping in a bed. So, we never know what people's situations and things are. But, you can only imagine living in a house with 14 people. He was so happy that he, got to sleep in a bed. So going, doing all the partying and all of that, it was just amazing, just to hear his story. Fast forward to getting injured and not being able to go to the NFL. That was his goal. He started doing speaking engagements and things. He wrote a book, and he tells an incredible story. You can YouTube it, about how he got his book into Oprah hands. So he had told his family, yo, I'm going up to Chicago. I'm about to go to Harpo Studio and give Oprah my book. And everybody was like, dog, you're not finna get in there and talk to Oprah. He made it inside the studio. I'm not gonna give y'all everything. Of course, Oprah went in the studio and they was like, get out of here. Okay. They was like, get out of here. So, I commend your delivery of the information to include relationships, skills, credentials, vision, and commitment to better ensure success. Thank you so much, Dr. Porter Walls. Okay, and so y'all watch that video. Look up Inky Johnson, INKY, and it should be a video on him telling his story about how he got his book into Oprah's hands. And I'm talking about, it was just amazing. I almost give you chills, like you can do anything. All right. Something that I wrote down, he was just like, you know, your mindset and your spirit, just making sure that you preserve a really nice mindset and spirit. And I wrote this down. He didn't say it, but don't forget your spiritual team is always with you. That, y'all know I'm very big on it. I'm very big on making sure that I salute my ancestors. I acknowledge them every single day. And my loved ones who've transitioned over, you know, things like that. Some people might get a little, oh, I don't know what she's talking about. Is she a Christian? Listen, I'm a very spiritual being. I was raised as a Christian. I respect everybody on their journey in life, where Muslim, Buddhist, whatever you are, you know, I just always I am mindful of paying homage to the people who came before me and who did the work before me. So, so keeping your mind in a good place and never forgetting that your spiritual team is always with you. You are not alone on your path. But he did also mention that your mindset and your spirit. And then I just wrote that a little extra. So write that down. Your spiritual team is always with you. Major key, okay? Let's see. Okay, this is random too. So the Justin guy came back out on stage to introduce somebody else, and he was saying they were, so now, you know, they doing things, their businesses are successful and things like that. And so he said, you kind of want to pay people in advance to, you know, ensure that you get good service. So he said he got out at a hotel and the bellsman came over. He gave him, you know, a tip, and then he tipped 2 other people. And he said this lady was like, you are rude, as he's walking on the elevator. And he was like, he wasn't thinking about it, but the lady still kept coming up behind him and was like, you were very rude for that. And he said, like, no, this is the energy I want to put out. And so he told her, excuse me, ma'am, we're rich. And the door closed. I just wanted to put that on there because that was a story that he shared. Do what you need to do. If somebody else is doing them, let them do them. If you don't want to go out and pass out 20s, 50s, 100s, don't do it. But if somebody else is on their path and they're doing what's best for them, leave them alone because they rich. Okay, so they're rich in their spirit, their mind. It don't even have to be financially. Let them vibe. Okay, what was that? Is that Kendrick Lamar? Don't kill the vibe. Okay, don't kill the vibe. When you see it's a good vibe, catch the wave. All right, so that was just a note that I wrote down. I love my notes. Okay, so I hope y'all are taking good notes. The next person that came out, this guy named Neo. Neo is amazing. He's so amazing. He really pushes digital products. Okay, he really pushes digital products. One thing that I really like, and I have to say this is a combination of making sure that your spirit is in the right place and everything else is gonna follow. He had his mama, he said, listen, y'all, I hope y'all don't mind. I hope I'm not offending nobody. But before I start, I want my mama to come and pray. He brought his mama on the stage, y'all, and she prayed, y'all. It was very beautiful. Whatever you need to do, whatever platform you have, and you need to have your safeguards in place. Example, having your mama pray over you, your grandmama pray over you, do that. It was very rewarding to see that. It was very awesome to see that. His wife also went into labor 2 days later after the conference. So he had his mama there, his pregnant wife there, his other daughter that he already had, and he's my age, okay? These is young guys, they showing you some amazingness. It's a different narrative being presented, and I just wanna share that with y'all. I got 8 minutes, so let me see how I do. All right. He asked us to kind of document what we wanted our life to look like 6 months from now. Okay, and just really instilling making sure that we have a vision, that the vision has to be in place before you can be successful. So you have to have a vision. All right. And then he also had to say out loud, I will not retreat. Okay. And that was very powerful to hear a bunch of Black people saying, I will not retreat. It was in terms of the goals. Okay. But it was still pretty cool. Like overall, I will not retreat. Okay. Ground yourself. Everyone can go where you go. And what I really like about this, I didn't bring this up, but the young ladies had spoke. All right. Everybody can go where you go. And that's fine. You know, I got some friends that I used to talk to them maybe like every day. It started going down to maybe 3 times a week. And now it's like a couple times a month, maybe once a month. They still my friends. I love them. You know, I love them. Everybody is not going where you are going. Everybody is going in different directions, and that's okay. So you have to be okay with it. One of the ladies on the panel, she said, don't get rid of all your day ones. Okay, but understand that you need some day twos. They're going to be, as you elevate, your circle is going to elevate. It's going to change. You're going to meet new people. And them new people, even though they not from the mud, they are just as important to you and where you're headed. So it's okay, you know, to kind of just separate yourself from some things that you grew past and things like that. And so everybody can't go where you go. It's going to be a new circle. Okay. Yes, a word, a real word. But I love everybody though, and where they are in life. I don't look down on my friends or anything like that. It's just everybody can't go with you, and that's okay. So let's see. Social media. If y'all not in the social media game and you have a product or you have a business, you want to be present on there. This guy spends $100,000 a month on advertising, but again, he's a 7-figure earner, multiple 7-figure earner. Okay, but in order to maintain that, he spent 6 figures, all right, on advertising per month. The dude is cold though. I'm not gonna fake it to you. You know, I tapped in. What? I tapped in. Seriously. So his name is Neo Davis on Instagram. Make sure that you follow him. Truly tap in if you want to get in and start monetizing social media. He the king of EBooks. Okay. Listen, you're going to pay the price. And anybody, I just also want to go on the record and say this. If I recommend somebody to you, do not talk my people out of their price. Okay. I'm sharing my people with y'all. Do not tell them you got situations and circumstances, because guess what? Everybody has situations and circumstances. Their prices are their price. And so I'm only saying that if you try to tap in with Neo, hey, he the man though. Okay, so that's why you want to tap in with him 500, get your credit together. Again, you don't want to exhaust your cash. All right, you want to use other people's monies. That's just credit. Okay, so make sure that you have everything set up. Don't jump out there and go tap in and say, hey, Neo, I need you to help me with my ebook. Prepare yourself. Make sure that your credit is looking good. You want to do that before anything, okay? And so I keep saying these other people's names. You can go look at their platforms, but again, we have the people in-house that can definitely get you connected. All right. So social media, making sure that you post. I just recently started using Reels. The Reels is on Instagram. Y'all know I already post a lot, like on Facebook story and things like that. I just like to document the process. If y'all know me from know my whole life story, then where I'm at in life is beautiful. I can say that. Where I'm at in life is beautiful. Statistically, I'm not supposed to be where I'm at. Statistically, okay? And I might, do the whole history rundown a later time, but I'm not supposed to be where I'm at. That's why when I have good news, I share it. I'm very happy about my life. I'm happy where I am, and I'm happy about the things that I've been through. It is what it is. All right, make sure that you utilize YouTube, Instagram, start a podcast. This is what's going to take you to the next level. That digital money, thank you again, cousin, for coming back and sharing this information with your tribe. My tribe, that makes me feel good. We a tribe, we family. I love y'all. Even though y'all don't got y'all cameras on, it's cool. I look at my mother, Sylvia. Okay, that's Chris's mama for y'all who don't know. That's not Chris, my cousin, but Chris, my kid's father who passed. That's Miss Sylvia and Shar. Thank you for having your camera on. That's Chris' girlfriend, so she my cousin. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, okay. The law of reciprocity is one thing that he talked about. So if y'all not familiar, it's just like giving and receiving, okay? It's just like giving and receiving. What you put out, you gonna get back. So don't be worried about like the money that you spend when you're investing in yourself. So think about this. If you're trying to penny pinch on investing in yourself, that's what you're gonna get back. Okay. It's not gonna be what you're expecting. Okay. So you have to just open your mindset. Anybody that's already providing a service or anything like that, you want to double your prices. That was one major key that I got. And I was just like, you know what? The price just went up. All right. He was just saying a lot of times we sell ourselves short, let our families talk us into it, or just even going with like, what's the average in the industry? I don't. I got a premium on everything that I do. Okay. I'm just telling y'all. What else? Oh, your grind has to be aggressive. Okay. No, I'm not aggressive. This is my cursive. Your grind has to be annoying. So I know y'all see my posts. Sometimes my posts probably can't. I don't like to use the word annoying, but you see it a lot. Oh, Locha posting again. I don't care. Oh, the highest possible outcome. I'm gonna start back posting it again. Brooks Brothers books. I just been doing different things. Yes, I get annoying with it, but guess what? The sales come through. People then bought a book, and we're not just putting out anything. Everything that I do is high quality. So even though he said your grind has to be annoying, mine's annoying, but it benefit people. At the end of the day, you be like, dang, I should get that Millionaire Next Door. I've been hearing people talk about that book tough. Yeah, it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you. All right, I have a minute left. Let's see what I can do in a minute. I think I'm gonna do a Q&A if you wanna stay on. I gave y'all the meat and potatoes. I wanna take a quick poll, and then I also wanna drop a survey in there for y'all to click on. All right, so let me take a quick poll. I would keep going, but it's Saturday. I know y'all probably got stuff to do, brunch. I know y'all got to go to brunch and stuff like that, so, I would keep going, but I don't know if y'all want me to, because I can stop it right now. But if it's some people who want me to keep going, y'all, okay, keep going. I'll keep going for the people that's on there. I'll keep going. Hold on, I'm getting let me see. I can keep going. Still on the phone, sorry. Email me. Okay, yeah, no problem. I'll keep going. For those, if you gotta go, because I didn't want to keep you longer than an hour. If you gotta go, that's cool. But I'll keep going then. Because I'm talking about some fire, y'all. This was some fire. Okay, let me go back. If you have to go, let me just drop the links though for anybody who have to go. I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. So while I'm dropping the links, also take this poll for me so I can really know like who in the building, like if y'all have businesses, where you've been there with it. So while the poll is going, I'm gonna go ahead and get the links. So y'all click on the poll, take the poll. For those of you, before you get off, if you could just quickly take that poll, I'm gonna drop the link though for the survey as well. I got a little Google survey that I want y'all to take. Let's shorten the URL, copy. All right. Yes, if y'all could take that, I dropped the Google Doc survey as well. So we're doing a poll right now. Then I also have a Google survey that I want you to fill out. So before you leave, if you have to get off the call before I end it, just make sure you have that Google form and that you tap in. My idea, what's the poll? The poll is just gauging people like to see, I'm getting a text message at the same time too. Utilize your resources. You got somebody direct connect, utilize them. But the poll, I just want to see where y'all at in business. Like if you have a business, you don't have a business. All right. Are you full-time employee, part-time employee? Just trying to gauge like where people are at. How can I assist them? I also want to change. I got 7 people that's finished taking the survey. I'll end it probably in like 30 seconds. Excuse me. But yeah, I just want to see like where people are at. And then this is my thing. I know that we can change. Me and DeClue was talking about this. Jeannie DeClue is on here. If y'all didn't know, Jeannie DeClue. She's a copywriter. This the one that worked for them Fortune 100 companies. Like, if y'all need somebody to look over your writing, I know I should have her look over my writing. I'm gonna tell y'all, I do think Facebook be hating on me though, because Facebook know that I'm an English teacher. Besides the fact that I do speak Ebonics, I be going back to some of my posts and like, I ain't typed it. I know I didn't. I didn't type that. That spelling error is crazy. I wouldn't have wrote that. But Jeannie, she really, like, if you have any like copy or material, I'm not sure how her schedule looks. Hey, drop it. Hey, Chrissy, can you drop that in the can you drop that in the chat before you go? Or if you have to go? I don't have access to the chat. Okay, let me drop it. I'm gonna drop yeah, yes, the autocorrect. I'm dropping Chrissy info in the chat in case she has to go. DeClue is getting her hair done right now, but she says that she's at the salon and this is incredible. I'm happy y'all enjoying it. I really do. Okay, so I got 10 people who taken the survey. I am about to end it once I drop. I'm dropping Chrissy, this the credit queen, okay? She's a credit queen. Amplify, I want to spell it right. Things that you don't think that can get deleted, she'll delete. She not deleting no child support though, okay? I'm gonna just tell y'all that now. So don't be happy if you got a friend that needs some, no, okay? But you know, student loans, things like that. Debt relief services. Oh, I sent that directly to someone? Oh no, okay. Just making sure everybody got that. Let me, did I spell it right? AMPLIFINANCE. Okay. Debt relief services. Debt. Okay. Only if you're done paying. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me. Okay. All right. So let me take a look at this poll and then I'm going to get back to it. So I'm going to end the poll. Some people probably don't have access. So do you own a business? All right, 90% of the people who tuned into that question own a business. How long have you been in business? 50% it's been a year or less. All right, 50% over 2 years, that's cool. All right, which best describes you? Full-time employee, 40%, part-time employee, 20%, full-time entrepreneur, that's cool, 40%. Y'all pursuing y'all dreams and goals, that's what's up. Okay, I just kind of wanted to gauge people and see where they at with it. So yeah, and also back to changing the narrative. Me and Jeannie were talking about, changing the narrative of full-time employment. So I was telling my team yesterday, I just onboarded some staff for a project that we're working on for the next year, 2 years. And I told them I'm gonna need some full-time employees and some of them are retired. And so just even the word full-time is like 40 hours a week. No, hopefully we can rewrite the narrative that we're not doing 40 hours a week. Okay, we're not doing 40 hours a week, that you can work 10 hours a week and still receive like full-time pay. All right, whatever you desire it to be. All right, so working less and getting more. So I'm gonna just go through a few more things. Thank y'all for being patient and staying on. I thought I could get it done in an hour, but you know what? I started 10 minutes late, so I'm really not too far from it. And I won't say started 10 minutes late. We were on time. Okay. All right, so Shaquille O'Neal came out, and so people had branding questions, like branding, talking about your brand. One of the things that Shaquille O'Neal was mentioning was that he understood like his brand's position when it came to his shoes. He didn't want to put out like shoes that look like they cost $30. And so he knew that kids were getting teased. And so, he was being conscious of the fact that you don't want a inexpensive product that looks inexpensive. So he made sure that he hired a brand designer Okay, so he could still keep his price points, $30, Walmart, but they don't look like $30 shoes. I will be the first to tell you, I have bought some shoes out of Walmart, like some walking shoes. Okay, I mean, $15, $20 for some walking shoes. All right, so his thing is when it comes to the branding, you really want to make sure that you pay attention to the detail. You still want to provide a high quality product, get your price points together. I learned some things I didn't know about Shaq. Apparently, he owns JCPenney or has a stake in JCPenney. Okay, he also owns the masters for Elvis and Marilyn Monroe. Okay, so he's doing pretty well. You know, he also acquired Papa John's. He was talking about when he went in, I think that's when it was like an issue or some tension with the Black community. And he told them, hey, listen, you know, you want to help clean up our reputation. And one of the things that you're going to have to do, you know, call my people out their name. And then you expect them to buy the most expensive pizza on the market. Y'all got to drop them prices. Okay, so your marketing, branding, all of that has to be relational. All right, so he talked about just how they strategize, drop the prices and things like that. He sold Auntie Annie's because he said that, you know, we weren't eating pretzels. Okay, and he said if we were, we wouldn't buy them from Auntie Annie. So know when to abandon the ship. All right, that's one of the things that he talked about. He also talked about making sure that you know the back end too. He said every time a transaction or something on his account hits, he knows. So he gets it directly to his phone. So he'll say Papa John's only sold 1,900 pieces last week. This week they only sold 200. He on the phone with his people. He know the back end. He don't have to wait to the end of the quarter to know what's going on. He said he's heavily involved in his business and his numbers. So just wanted to reiterate that to y'all. All right. We kind of down to the end. Really make no excuses. All right. Making sure that you are getting in businesses that are profitable. They talked about Airbnbs. Airbnb traffic is good. If you want to get into real estate, Airbnb is a good way to go. A good thing to do with your Airbnbs is to make sure that you have themes and things like that. All right. And then that's pretty much, that's about it. That's all I got for you. I got more, but listen, I would love to sit here and talk to y'all all day. All right. That's an hour. I think that's a good amount of time. I think I got some good notes if y'all did take notes. This is the thing. This survey, I'm going to drop it in there again. Random, but not random. I'm super excited. This is the first time that I'm announcing this. I am announcing a mentorship. All right, so I'm starting a mentorship. I'm gonna do a 12-week mentorship first just to see how that goes. All right, you'll take the survey. On the survey, I really want y'all to fill this out. I really need some bomb educators. If y'all have some educators that are on social media, if I can reach out to them on social media, write their names down or just tell me their names. It'll be on the survey. So click on the form, take the survey. Yes, of course, I want something for you. I talked to you for an hour. Yes, I want something from you. Okay, give me good educators. If they were excellent, I don't want like the teachers who, you know, like gave you a pass and you just went to the comments or something like that. Okay, I want excellent educators. So please, there are quite a few in the bottom group, X group. Thank you for that. Thank you. And so also on there is gonna ask you like, what did you get from this session that we did? All right. And then if you or anyone you know who might be interested in mentorship, and then I'll respond that way. So I'm going to do a 12-week mentorship class. I'm really excited about that. That's really if you want to go to the next level. All right. We'll talk more about it for those who are interested. Then you'll just tap in, let me know on that Google form. All right, but I'm just excited to see everybody with their respective businesses thrive and grow. I really want to create a community. I'll give you some more information on the mentorship. I'm going to have people come in who are dominating their industries. So I'm going to give you, you know, my gist, my piece and everything. We're really going to work a lot on mindset, really going to focus on goal setting. One of the main things that I really love to do, we're going to do a mind mapping session. That's really going to guide us over the 12 weeks. That's where you're going to map out your goals. All right, and then we're gonna put it into action, and then just walk you through execution, as well as getting knowledge and information from the people that I'm tapped in with. So say for instance, you really can't afford Christie services right now, okay? Or you really can't afford somebody to do your copywriting for your literature and things like that. I'm gonna be having my people come in on my network and talk to you guys about what it is that they do, what it is that can make you better if you can't pay for their services or things like that, and just giving you like real insight when it comes down to their particular industry and how it might relate to you and your business and making you better. So if you have not clicked on the Google form, take a moment to click on the Google form. I will take a few questions, and then I promise I'm getting y'all out of here. So that was like a full hour of content. I feel really good. And then, so any questions, drop them in the chat. If you have any questions, I love y'all, by the way. Y'all have been excellent. Even though I can't see y'all faces, you know, y'all cool, y'all cool. Any questions? What services from Neo do you use? So Neo is helping me with my ebook. He's also helping me create a funnel. All right, his services are phenomenal. So he does a funnel. He builds you out a funnel, and really a funnel. Just so y'all know the language, it's just like a website, but they ensure that you have the safeguards in place to capture and make the most of your sales. So your landing page. If you go, like, let's just use my business, First Class Educator. If you go to First Class Educator right now, I don't have anything on there that I am selling, but that's my most profitable business. And so what Neo and his team does, they help you kind of like upsell. I don't know who this is coming in on the iPhone, but I'm adding them in. All right, but so they help you like kind of like upsell your funnel. They help you understand like the middle of the funnel, the top of the funnel, the bottom of the funnel. So like your clientele, they help you with analytics, data. Is he your personal coach, or are you using his products he's selling outside of ebook resources? Personal, I'm using the whole team. And I would tell you, one of my mentors, y'all, who are in St. Louis, you're not in St. Louis, Dr. Stevens, but y'all see him on the news all the time, Marvin Mitchell. If y'all can tap in with Marvin Mitchell, for those of you who are in St. Louis, he's amazing. He's really, really amazing. That's one of my mentors. Again, you pay. You can't go to these people and try to knock their prices down. The price is the price, but they get results. They get results. My Neo is my mentor's mentor, but I'm tapped in with them to get those services for my ebook, to get them to build out the funnel. They're really awesome. They are really everything that I don't know if y'all follow a young lady on Instagram. Her name is Surviving Vegan, Orisha Oshun. Surviving Vegan. I am Surviving Vegan on Instagram. Just to give you some perspective, Neo did. I'm gonna zoom this more in my phone. Okay, Neo did the ebook branding for Surviving Vegan, Orisha Oshun. My mentor's name is Marvin, Marvin Mitchell. He's on Facebook. Marvin Mitchell, and you'll see, I think he might have a green Lamborghini in his profile picture. Then he'll talk to you more about that as well, about having what you would think is a liability and actually creating an asset for it. So even though he got that, they talk to you about Turo. I don't know if you guys heard about Turo, putting your cars on Turo and things like that. So yeah, Marvin Mitchell, he's out of St. Louis. His business is a financial planning business. All right. I wish Terrence was still on here so they could tap in together. I'm gonna make sure they get connected. But yes, Neo is also Marvin's mentor. So Orisha Oshun, the Surviving Vegan young lady on Instagram, her ebook, I think she has sold maybe like $100,000 worth in 2019. Neo and his team helped her last year. She sold 1.2 million with her digital products. Okay, it's all about optimization. Okay, again, you have to invest in yourself, but it's all about optimization. That's why you want to get the credit together so that you can have everything else in place. All right, my mentor, Marvin, he wasn't on like the digital platform at all when it came to like his books and things like that. Neo helps him, and since February, he's made between 800 and 900,000 with his digital products. I'm bringing somebody else in that says Zoom user. Everybody been pretty good so far, so I'm pretty sure this person is good, but we don't have too much longer on here, but I just say this is to say, excuse me, the people that I bring to y'all when I do my mentorship, okay, they're gonna be top of the line, like top of their industry. If hopefully you utilize the resources that was just in a group on here, all right, and tapped in with them. Those are some of the people. But really what these circular CEOs push is unity, your community, your circle, and just making sure that everybody is on the same page, All right, so any other questions that y'all got? Very good questions, thank you for asking. Yep, anybody that I bring to you, I'm using their services. I've utilized their service. The guy Terrence, I'm so sorry. I should have gave him a shout out. I changed over, and I'm just sharing this with y'all and take it, whatever. I closed out my teacher retirement account in Missouri because I wasn't vested. So my retirement account was only making 1%. And I had like a nice little chunk in there. And to only make 1%, I didn't put $2,000 in the stock market on Cash App and made more than what my money was making in my retirement. Okay. And that was just in a matter of months. I don't really, fool with the stocks and stuff like that, but I used Cash App, and it's doing well for what it does. But the guy, Terrence, the insurance guy that was on here, he helped me to close out my retirement account in Missouri that was only making 1%, and I moved over to some better products. So I got the people that I'm bringing y'all, listen, and they're going to give y'all the knowledge and the information to go behind it. Okay, so I'm not just saying this is what they do. I use their services. I definitely use their services. All right, so any more questions? Anybody else got some questions? I appreciate y'all for being online with me. Y'all are just bums. Oh, I want to bring my kids on. Okay, they've been sitting here. They probably like, why did you have us get up this early if we weren't gonna get on? So before I get off, yeah, I know I have to bring my babies on here. So I just want to do, can y'all scoot over here? Is that okay? Like scoot in. So y'all know I flew to St. Louis on, what day was that? What day did I leave to go to St. On Thursday, and I came home yesterday. My plane didn't get in until very late. Dr. Porter Wallace, that's why I was up late. The plane was delayed. I was happy we still flew out because a lot of planes got canceled.
I thought you were a night owl.
I try to be asleep. I'm so sleepy. I try to be asleep, but we got in late. My thing is, I really don't like being away from my boys. When I am away, I'm getting to it, or my mental health. If I'm in an exotic destination, but 9 times out of 10, they're with me in the exotic destination. But I try to get back home to them. But I just wanted to speak to them. Scoot in even closer. All right, so I just wanted to bring them on to just, I don't know, son, what you want to talk to them about? Just tell them some stuff. Hey, they can see you, Sire. They can see you. You want to liven up a little bit.
I really disrespect my mom.
They've grown.
I disrespect my mom.
Wow.
I support it a lot, even though she travels all the time and she's maybe away. I still support it because she's doing all of this for us. She tells us that all the time. She's like, I'm doing all this for y'all.
Yeah, do you believe me though?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you can see it in action too though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I definitely support her. I love what she's doing. And I just respect her grind a lot. Just respect it.
Okay, besides respecting my grind, like, is there any industries or anything like business-wise that you've picked up or that you
I feel like communication is key. Okay. I feel like you showed me that, and controlling your emotions, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they're controlling your emotions. What you know about that? All right, guys, so we're going to cut it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I always have to bring my babies on board so they can share jewels that they've learned from me along the way. Guys, be looking out for more content from me. Follow me on all social media, Locha Brooks, and that's Locha Brooks. It'll say Locha Power Moves. That's me. Looking forward to working with you guys. If you haven't heard about my Elevate Academy, guys, be looking for more information. 12-week mentorship, The Elevate Academy will be up and running soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day.